The store was quiet that evening, the kind of calm that settles in just before closing. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, and the aisles gleamed from a recent sweep. Marcus, a black man in his early 40s, walked through the front doors wearing a simple hoodie and jeans. He carried himself with quiet confidence, but to some, appearances spoke louder than reality. Behind the counter, Sarah, a young cashier, noticed him right away. She narrowed her eyes. "Great," she muttered under her breath. Another one trying to loiter right before closing. She watched as Marcus strolled slowly down the aisles, checking products, pausing to read labels, even moving items slightly on the shelves. To Sarah, it looked suspicious. To Marcus, it was his nightly routine. After all, he wasn't just another customer. He was the owner of the store, but Sarah didn't know that. Her mind jumped to conclusions. Guided by prejudice she didn't even realize she carried. She slipped out her phone and whispered, "Yeah, I think someone's trying to steal. Can you come fast?" Her heart raced with self-righteous certainty. Within minutes, 2 white police officers entered, their heavy boots echoing against the tile floor. Marcus turned when he heard them, surprised but not alarmed. One officer called out, "Sir, we've had a report of suspicious activity. Mind telling us what you're doing here?" Marcus blinked, then chuckled softly. "Suspicious activity? I'm just checking the place." Sarah stepped forward from behind the counter, her voice sharp. "That's him. He's been wandering the aisles, moving things around like he's about to hide something in his jacket." The officers tensed, one moving closer to Marcus, hand near his belt. Marcus raised his hand slightly, not in fear but in calm control. "Officers," he said firmly, "I think you've been misinformed. This is my store." The room froze for a second. Sarah let out a short laugh, dripping with disbelief. "Your store? Right. If this is your store, then I'm the mayor of this town." The officers exchanged skeptical looks. Marcus sighed. He reached into his pocket slowly, carefully, and pulled out a set of keys, attached to a branded tag with the store's name engraved on it. "These open every lock in this building," he explained. Still, Sarah crossed her arms, defiant. "He could have stolen those." At that, Marcus's expression hardened. He walked calmly to the office behind the counter, unlocked the door, and flicked on the light. Inside were framed certificates of ownership, his business license, and a photo of him cutting the ribbon at the grand opening years ago. The officers stepped closer, their eyes widening as the truth settled in. The silence was heavy. Sarah's face turned pale, her arrogance melting into embarrassment. "Wait, you really? This place is yours?" she stammered. Marcus turned to face her, his voice steady but edged with disappointment. "Yes, I built this business from the ground up. Every shelf, every product, every paycheck here, it's mine. And yet, the first thing you assumed was that I was here to take something." One officer cleared his throat awkwardly. "Sir, we apologize. Clearly there's been a misunderstanding." Marcus studied them for a moment, then nodded. "A misunderstanding rooted in something deeper. I didn't deserve to be treated like a criminal in my own store. No one does." "Il down." Sarah lowered her gaze, guilt creeping over her. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions. I didn't even stop to think." For a moment, Marcus considered responding with anger, but instead he took a slow breath. "What you did tonight could have gone very badly, for me and for you. But instead of focusing on what almost happened, I'd rather focus on what we can learn." The officers listened quietly as Marcus continued. "This isn't just about me owning a store.
It's about respect.
About not assuming the worst in people just because of how they look. If you had asked me first, all of this could have been avoided." Sarah's eyes filled with tears. "You're right. I judged you unfairly. I let fear guide me instead of common sense. I'll never do that again." Marcus's sternness softened slightly. He gave her a small, forgiving nod. "Good, learn from this. Because the truth is, prejudice hurts everyone, both the person it's aimed at and the one who carries it." The officers left quietly, their faces humbled, and Sarah returned to the counter in silence. Marcus walked through the aisles once more, straightening the shelves, not with bitterness but with renewed purpose. As the clock struck closing time, Sarah hesitated, then approached him one last time. "Thank you for not holding this against me. You had every right to be angry." Marcus looked at her and gave a small smile. "Anger divides. Understanding heals. Next time you see someone, Try seeing them for who they are, not who you assume they might be. The lights dimmed as Marcus locked the doors, the store quiet once more. But for Sarah, the lesson echoed long after she went home. And for anyone listening to the story, the moral was clear. Hate divides, but kindness heals. We are all equal as human beings,